Also, I am extremely sorry for the dog you hear barking outside. It is not my dog. She is passed out on the couch right now, and this dog has been barking nonstop for the past 2 days. Love that for me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessie. I do bookish content, bullet journal content, and some lifestyle as well. And we are in a new location, so welcome to our new humble abode. We are super excited to be in our new home, and this has been a long time coming and we're super happy. You will get some projects, some house stuff, some renovation videos, I hope, coming soon. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this video. I have not done a TBR video in quite a long time. So now getting back on the YouTube game, I have some fun videos coming your way. So without further ado, let's dive in. So this video is going to be my TBR for the season of summer. We are still in spring, as it is kind of a little bit gloomy, but it is raining today. I thought this would be the perfect time to film it. So we have some books that aren't out yet. We have some books that have been out for years. Some really exciting ones that I'm super stoked for. So let's just dive right in. I think I'm gonna do it from series working my way backwards. I have 2 books that are part of big series, so I'm just gonna start with those. First, I have A Queen in Hiding by Sarah Kozlov. This is book 1 in the 9 Realms series. This has been on my TBR for quite a long time. All I really know about this book is we follow our main character, and she's an orphan. I don't know right away if it's because her parents had died in an accident or if they're murdered or anything like that, but she has fled where she is supposed to be. She's a princess, or a princessa, I think is actually what they're calling her, and she has some magical abilities. She needs to take the throne back from obviously our villains of the story. And what really got me that I heard about the story was that it's also a group trope. She has to bring together a group of rebels, a group of outcasts, and that trope gets me every time. I'm super excited to start this, and I will let you know how it goes. Next, we have a book that isn't out yet, and that is Soul Taken by Patricia Briggs, which is book, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, I'm not sure, of the Mercy Thompson series. This is book 1, Moon Called. We follow Mercy Thompson, who is a mechanic. She is a coyote shifter in the world of the supernatural. A pack of wolves lives next door to her, and every single book is amazing. It's not repetitive. It's kept me engaged this whole time, up to, like I said, book 13 to 15, I'm not sure. Her navigating this world as one of the only coyote shifters left, and I love all of our characters. Mercy goes through it. She goes through it in some of these books, and there's a lot of wonderful themes throughout this series that have just really pulled on the heartstrings, had made me laugh, made me cry. It's been a roller coaster, and again, I'm still excited for this next book coming out, and we're in the teens, and Patricia Briggs has just done an amazing job keeping you engaged in her books, and again, I'm super stoked for Soul Taken. Next, we have some duologies, or duologies at the moment. So I'll just start. I really would love to read Rumbreaker and Bladebreaker. I believe Bladebreaker comes out in June. I want to say the second half, the 27th or 28th or something like that. I have tried to read this on audio. I tried it twice. The beginning is super gripping, don't get me wrong, and the audiobook is phenomenal. There's just so much going on that I feel like I need to slow down and read it physically to really understand everything that's going on. Victoria Aveyard is one of my favorite authors of all time. She wrote the Red Queen series, and I've read everything that I could possibly get my hands on for that world. The novella bind-up, and the entire series. She's an amazing author, and I'm super excited to get my hands on this. Next, we have Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I have heard such opposite takes on this series, or duology. I'm not really sure how many books are out for this series. All I know is that it's a dual perspective story. We have a queen from really back in the past, and then we have our present POV as well, and I think she has to go through some trials or something to become queen. But obviously our POVs have to collide somehow, so I am looking forward to this. It's been on my TBR and in my possession for quite a long time. Next, I have the 2 books in the Stormcrow duology. A rider will rise, a rebellion will begin, and that kind of really gripped me. And then the second one says, a storm will come, an empire will fall. I picked this up because at the time I was reading, I believe it was the second one, Heart of Flames by Nikki Poperetto of the Crown of Feathers trilogy. And this reminded me a lot of that, and I was really wanting Wings of Shadow to come out. Oh, I grabbed this. I didn't end up reading it, so I do really want to get to this. Then we have For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. This sounds so good, obviously. As you can tell from the title, it is a Red Riding retelling. We have a second-born daughter, and second-borns are always sacrificed to the wolf. In doing this, it ensures that the village or the town is protected from the outside. Turns out that the second-borns actually have magic, and the wolf that they are sacrificed to is a man, and he helps them hone their gifts to fight the spirits or the monsters in the story to protect the village. Apparently we have some romance in here. I hate deckled-edges, but the story sounded so good, I just wanted it in my hands, and I really love Red Riding retellings, so I'll let you know how I like this one. Next, I have a book. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy, if it's going to be more than a trilogy, but we have A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I believe this is the prequel series, and I think it's called Flesh and Fire, to From Blood and Ash. I believe we follow the gods and the First Maiden, and it's their kind of story, which I'm really excited about because throughout the whole From Blood and Ash series, we are questioned and we meet and we're dealing with the aftermath and the present math, destruction, or whatever you want to call it, of the gods. And it's kind of like the propelling plot line of this story, so I really am excited to dive into what it means, how things became to be, the kind of real story, as you could put it. And I believe the second book is out, or it's coming out, and I'm super excited to dive in. Like I said, I really enjoyed From Blood and Ash, and I can't wait to dive back into the world. Next, I have a series that has been around for years and years. I just never really was interested until recently, so I picked it up. And that is A Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I do have the whole trilogy, I'm just not going to hold them all up. I know little to nothing about this story, except I think our main character has blue hair and wings or something. I really don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. Like I said, this story has been around for quite a long time at this point. I am assuming the writing style, I think this was Laini Taylor's like first works or something like that, so I'm assuming her writing style has evolved and changed, so this is going to be quite juvenile considering the time that it was released, but I'm still really hoping to enjoy it regardless. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog to read this trilogy or something. Okay, I only have 2 physical books left. I do have the last book, Empire of Gold, but I don't have City of Copper, the first being the City of Brass. I am not going to butcher the author of this trilogy. I'm not going to try. This sounds so good. We follow, I believe she's a thief, and she's just looking to make a living and steal and gain enough to change her future. During one of these heists, as you could call it, she releases a Djinn warrior. The Djinn warrior is just as sly, if not more so, than our main character herself. Something ends up happening, and together they need to flee the city of Cairo and travel to the city of Brass. Along the way, interact with some mystical creatures, and once we get to the city of Brass, which is run with very tight ship, as you could call it, from the people ruling the city of Brass, and our main character's presence could start a war that has been brewing for quite a long time. So this again has been around for quite some time, and I'm just really excited to dive into this. This trilogy I absolutely want to do a reading vlog for because I've heard nothing but amazing things about this story. One of the most, if not the top trilogy that I want to read this year. And last but not least, we have The House of Dragons by Jessica Cluess. I know that this is a tournament-esque type of story, and we have a bunch of different backgrounds, and I believe we get all of their POVs, but I'm just going to read the back, which is what drew me in. I don't know anything else other than this. 5 houses will hear the call to compete for the dragon throne. A liar, a soldier, a servant, a thief, and a murderer will answer it. Who will win? That had me hooked, and I've wanted to read it ever since. I just haven't got to it, but I am super excited to start this. Obviously, this is a dragon story. Hopefully, we actually get to see some dragons, and I'm just super excited for that. I worked at Indigo when we lived in the city, and I seen this. I was like, I need to get that. I need to pick that up because it just looks great. I don't know what it is about this cover, but it called to me, and hopefully it answers my call of how great it is. Those are all the physical books that I want to read. Obviously, we have some trilogies in here and some books that I obviously don't own yet, but I at least have the first, and hopefully I will get to all of these. And then there are a few that I don't have that are on ebooks. I will put up the photos of the covers for these books going forward. There's just 2 of them actually. The first is Endgame Romance by C.M. Staunch, I believe is how you pronounce her name. It is book 4 of the Lost Daughter of a Serial Killer series. Both of the Kindle Unlimited books that I'm mentioning are new adult. They take place in, I believe, the last year of high school or something like that. And we have a girl who has a stepbrother, bully, romance type deal, reverse harem, and her father is a well-known famous serial killer who she doesn't know is her father. Her mother has kept that a secret until he reaches out in an unlikely way and starts giving her riddles and kind of messing with her life. That is book 4, and I am super excited to get to it. That's coming out May 30th, so that should be out before June even starts. The last and final book I'm going to talk about is Warped Minds by Elena Lawson, which is book 4 in the Boys of Briar Hall series. I absolutely adore this series. I am so invested. We follow our main character whose father is now deceased. Her mother left when she was really young, and she is sent to live with her grandmother, who in turn sends her to a private school. And obviously another reverse harem, we young adult, and our boys are part of a gang, and she kind of gets swept up in it. We also have a stalker following her. We don't know who that is. It was really, really good, and that's really all I'm going to say because, like I said, we are in book 4 and I don't want to give away too much, but that is everything thus far. There are a few other books that don't have release dates yet, so I don't know if they're going to come out anytime soon, so I didn't want to put them on this list. Hopefully I can get to all of them. We are technically still in spring. I hope they are all what I think they're going to be. Hopefully we have some, you know, surprises and they're even better. But a few vlogs are definitely coming your way to get through all of these books. I'm going to stop talking. Thank you for tuning in, coming back to my channel if you've made it this far. Like I said at the beginning, lots of more videos are coming your way, and I'm excited to kind of get back on the YouTube grind. So thank you again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.